Vitriol. That's funny. There's a certain ring to it. Teddy is so beautiful. I don't know. I love this dog. People say, how old is he? He looks 2. He's 10. I dread him dying. I just can't think of it. I just don't. The other one's in a box already on the bureau. The ashes. Sometimes I look at the picture of the other one. I'm not ready to put him in the ash box yet. I don't know. I am counting the days. They live long, little dogs. I get fatalistic about my dog. They say, "Oh, stop it. He's a small dog. They live longer." Then someone said, "Well, why do dogs die so young?" And the smartest woman in the world that I know, you know what she said? Tell this to your children, because children get frightened over death. This woman is so smart. That's why she's lived with me all my life. She's the only one who could put up with me. But she said, the reason that dogs, well, pets die before, in general, unless they're turtles. Unless you keep a turtle, they outlive you. That's a separate story. The reason dogs, let's put it that way, die before us is otherwise, if we die before them, they'd have no one to take care of them. So God is so good, they set it up so they die before us. That's kind of nice. It's comforting. It's nice. Dog heaven, somewhere up there. You know, somebody up there likes them. And there's a picture of me. Oh, is it on my website yet of me and Teddy dining in the restaurant? And I paid for the dinner. It's not a freebie. MichaelSavage.com. I'm not the guy in the Aloha shirt. Did the picture go? Oh, there it is. On the left side. On the countdown to Mecca. I don't look good in the picture. It's photoshopped. It looks. I don't know. I don't photograph well. I'm not in television. No makeup. No, nothing. I actually look good in the picture itself. I don't know. I'm in good shape for a guy my age. I'm in very good shape. I'm in better shape than I was at 30. How does that work? My eyebrows are still black. I can see that. Let me look at the picture. Nice glasses. He's going on and on about himself. Yes, I'm going on and on about myself. You don't like it? Go listen to someone else, see if I care. It's my show. What do you want me to do? Make believe here's how to look at it instead of getting mad. And by the way, don't get mad. Just go away, that's all. That's all, go away. Here's the thing. It's make believe I own a restaurant or a bar, and I'm the bartender or owner. I'm talking to you about my life and my restaurant. You'd listen to it, right? Because it's my restaurant.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
Isn't this something? Actually, it's a tennis court that we repainted some lines when I came into office. So it's a combination basketball tennis court. There is a putting green that President Eisenhower put in. Can you imagine, by the way, if I had put in a putting green? Things have changed.
Gee, I wonder why people didn't resent Eisenhower putting in a putting green, but they resent you abusing your office so regularly to go golfing on Air Force One. But you see, when you are a glib con man, you say things in front of your acolytes, they laugh, and you think the world is an oyster and everyone believes you. But no, most of the world despise you. In fact, not only do American conservatives look right through this first couple, did you hear what happened today? 4 of 6 Gulf rulers are skipping Obama's Middle East lecture tour. In fact, the new king of Saudi Arabia told him an hour before he's not going. So, the king has no clothes. They can look right through this con man. They know he's a stooge of Iran. And Saudi Arabia is not even going to the conference because he's going to lecture them on human rights. Can you believe this? He's going to lecture them on human rights and not say a word to Iran. So don't tell me we can't see the picture. God sees the truth but waits. I see the truth and I don't hesitate to tell it to you like it is, because that's my one and only job. Forgive me if you find what I may say slightly offensive at times. I have one job. You know what that job is? Is to keep you listening and tell you like I see it. Call them like I see them. That's my whole job. It's that simple. What else do you want me to talk about? You want me to give you the government party line? I don't work for Westinghouse. I don't work for NBC. I don't work for CBS. I'm not Bill Maher. I'm not one of the stooges, the government jesters with the fake audiences that every once in a while they throw out a conservative line and make believe that they're really not a government jester. Their own lock, stock, and barrel. They may as well be trained by the CIA to put out the rubbish they put out with the laugh lines. They're like Obama in front of a stooge audience. So there it is. So of course you're going to be offended by certain things that people say. if you live in a world that's so constrained. All 19 women failed Army Ranger School in its first phase. Boo-hoo. Well, why don't you change the rules? I guess it's a racist white male thing. Ranger School. It's not feminist enough. I think they should make it easier for women to pass the Ranger School. Then anyone could be a ranger, the way anyone could be a sociology professor. Oh, okay, what's the point? Look, I could do this day in my hand behind my back. Liberals over conservatives 9-1 at college commencements. Gee, I'm shocked by that. Isn't it odd that I am one of the most distinguished graduates of the University of California at Berkeley with a real PhD, with 25, 28 books to my credit, many bestsellers, and I've never been invited to UC Berkeley to give a speech. Instead, they invite liberal slime to give graduation speeches, including the uneducated dolt Nancy Pelosi, who last year at graduation got up there like the moron she is and said, what was the word she used? Disruptors. I remember it. She said, be a disruptor. Go out there and be a disruptor, said Nancy Pelosi. So they burnt Oakland to the ground. They smashed up cars in Oakland, California. I guess they were the disruptors. And do you know why she wanted them to be disruptors? Do you know why Hillary tells them to be wild and free and crazy? Do you know why Al Sharpton wants the cities to burn? Do you know why Obama and Eric Holder want the mobs raging? So they stay away from the White House lawn. You don't understand it. It's called diversion. Now, speaking of diversion, I wrote Countdown to Mecca, which was a really great novel. When I wrote it. And I'm afraid that what's going to happen is it's going to be misinterpreted and attacked. They're going to say I'm calling for the bombing of Mecca, which is the exact opposite of what the novel is about. And I have to defend myself today. The novel is now in the bookstores, or putatively there, should be there. I want you to go there and check after the show. Or if you're walking around on a mobile device, go to a local bookstore and ask for Countdown to Mecca and call this program at 855-407-282. Because I know the publisher, let's put it to you this way, I don't know anything. I suspect they've been very uncomfortable with this book from the beginning. I know the bookstores are afraid to show it. I know that we're living in a new age where only politically acceptable books are featured. Like Jenny married 2 mommies, or Jenny had 3 goats. I don't know, whatever it may be. So I did an interview this morning to set the record straight. No, let me take a call. David on WABC has an interesting comment. David, go ahead. What's on your mind? What happened?
Hi, Michael. I'm David. I'm calling from the New York metropolitan area, although I live in New Jersey. I'm an ordained minister, and I was invited to preach at a African-American church in New York. I know you know New York, 7th Street between B and C Avenue.
Oh, yeah, the East Village, the old East Village.
Absolutely.
In fact, it's right where the fire occurred about 2 months ago, the building that blew up from the gas main. Hello?
Yes, I was...
All right, I know the area. There used to be a great restaurant there. I know everything by food. So what's on your mind?
Well, I was preaching, Mother's Day message, and I suggested, buy your mother some flowers, take her to a restaurant, and if you don't have anything else to do, get her Michael Savage's new book, Countdown to Mecca, which I'm awaiting. I said probably tomorrow, the next day it should be available. That's a great book, or the upcoming, the Civil War, but I would suggest Countdown to Mecca. They had invited me to dinner after the service. The thing is, once I said Countdown to Mecca, they disinvited me to the Mother's Day dinner.
Well, that's very tolerant and liberal of them, isn't it? They haven't read the book, but they banned you already.
Amazing. And they had a photo inside the church, Michael, inside the church of a President Obama with a saying, yes, we can. So I just, went home.
I guess they're bigoted. Can you say blacks are bigoted? Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
Are there bigoted blacks, or you're not allowed to say that?
Well,
or is it limited only to white people?
And they're a bigoted Hispanic. I'm Hispanic.
Really? I'm shocked. Are there bigoted Chinese? I would be shocked to find out that that's so.
Absolutely.
You mean there are bigoted Japanese? I don't believe that. No, only white people are bigoted. It's sad that they're so narrow-minded in that church, but I appreciate your going to bat for me, and let me send you a free copy right now. But before we leave this topic, since today is the launch of the book, I want to play a little bit of why I'm talking about it to you today. Listen, here's what I did this morning. I was interviewed by WorldNet Daily about my novel Countdown to Mecca, which is in the bookstores today.
I'm here with Dr. Michael Savage, author of the latest novel, Countdown to Mecca, also the author of various other books, including nonfiction works such as Stop the Coming Civil War. Michael, in your last book, you got in trouble with the Chinese, using them as the culprits. This time, your book explores blowing up Mecca. Do you expect a similar reaction from your new novel, Countdown to Mecca?
Well, I don't call for blowing up Mecca. This is the thing. This is what the liberals are going to do. The same liberals who smeared me and got me banned from England are going to say my novel Countdown to Mecca is too controversial to publish and it should be burned. That's the opposite of what the book is about. The book is about a renegade group of top generals who plot to blow up Mecca. And Jack Hatfield, my hero, gets wind of the plot in a roundabout way and races to stop it. And guess who tries to stop him? The CIA. It's a pretty damn good novel. And in these incendiary times, it's right on time because it shows what could happen given the militancy of radical Islam and the passivity of Barack Obama. There could be a renegade group of generals who plan some catastrophic event to stop this madness that has been going on for millennia against the West. And as we all know, that would lead to Armageddon, which none of us would benefit from.
Dr. Savage, your critics accuse you of being militant in your books and miss the nuances of your characters. Do you feel the Chinese really are that militant?
I can answer that very simply. The Chinese are on a militant course, are they not? Didn't we read that they're building aircraft carriers? They're committed to cyber war against us? I mean, how wrong was I? Just because we're doing trade with them and the traders in the industrial world could care less about tomorrow and live only for today? I was wrong? I don't think I was wrong. We know that radical Islam is on the move. The FBI says so. They tell us, DHS now tells us, to expect an attack any second. They're spending more money at DHS on global warming than they are on protecting us from these sleeper cells in America. We're living in very crazy, dangerous times. I don't have to tell you that. But I had to go to the novel, Countdown to Mecca, to get some of my ideas across that I'm reluctant to state on the radio show for fear of boycotts, etc. That's why I wrote the book.
You've had sympathetic Muslims as characters in past novels, and you have a diverse cast of characters. What else have you added for Countdown to Mecca?
We all know that there are several different varieties of Christians and several different varieties of Jews and Hindus and Buddhists and Muslims. None of them are monolithic. We have Jordan and Egypt joining in an air war against the crazed forces in Yemen. We understand that. We understand that we have a president who's on the side of Iran rather than on the side of Saudi Arabia. In fact, you saw the news that this new Saudi king gave Obama a 1-hour notice that he's not coming to his summit. Can you believe that the king of Saudi Arabia, an ally of ours since the 1950s, does not trust the character in the White House any more than I do or you do because they know he's in Iran's camp? So not everyone is as gullible as the New York Times about Barack Hussein Obama. I'm not alone on this, but getting back to the novel, which is why you're interviewing me, Countdown to Mecca, look, let's be clear. I have a problem in the beginning, which I really shouldn't even disclose to you, but I have to. The publisher was afraid of this book from the first second. They tried to get me to change the title. Now they won't promote it. They will not even do a mailing to my own list, if you can believe this. I asked them to mail to my 100,000 person list at WorldNet Daily about the novel's publication today. They refused to do it. I think that they want the book to go away. They want it buried. They don't want it out there. Now, remember, this is the publisher who published Abuse of Power and A Time for War, and they did very well with them. So this is the third and last in the trilogy called Countdown to Mecca. The fact is the publisher, I think, doesn't want it to go anywhere. I mean, that's what I see happening. I would ask my audience to go into a bookstore today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and see if it's even there. If Countdown to Mecca is not there, demand that it be put where it belongs, because otherwise this important message will not get out there. And the message is simple. A terrorist attack has been put into motion by both sides, and the one man who might be able to stop the attack is Jack Hatfield, a freelance reporter who has never shied away from controversy.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
Hey, our Savage Nation is sponsored by SwissAmerica.com. The only company I trust for wealth insurance, gold and silver. Call 800-BUICOIN. The Savage Nation. I'm not in the rock and roll mood. Turn it on. I don't know. Thanks, guys, for picking.